Hello, everyone. Season's greetings to you, and I'm so excited to welcome you to another promising session as we are going to be taking a technical dissection of the XAU USD chart. And during the course of last week's trading session, though we had price action go through a lot of choppy situations, but we were at each point in time had the privilege of joining some selling positions, which actually gave us the profit for last week. And for the sake of clarity, I would like us to run through the key moments that we had during the previous week before we go into the details of what our expectations are for this week. And talking about last week, we had the situation at the early hours of the week where we had the simple um, situation here where price was trading between that key level at the $2,000 mark. And during our YouTube morning live session on Monday, we had this whole situation here figured out on the 15 minutes time frame. So we were looking for either a breakdown of the $2,007 mark for selling opportunities or a breakout of the $2,015 area for buying opportunities. So this was the simple setup we were looking out for. We were using to identify trading opportunities at the beginning of the week. And as you can see here, we had a bearish trend line, which gave us a clue of how strong the sellers were at that particular point in time. And with a sell stop order below the $2,007 mark, we had our first sell position for the week triggered, and we continued to ride the move all the way to the downside, breaking down key structures like the 1996. And as you can see here, we were taken out on Tuesday, I guess, after the appearance of buy pressure. So we were able to scoop some profits there before the breakout happened. We had some buy positions, which didn't last long actually before another breakdown of the $2,000 mark happened to trigger our second sell position for the week. And this all went on where we were able to scoop about 300 pips thereabout before the buy pressure resumed at this point. So we were thinking that price action will probably go through a retracement back into that bearish trend line, which also shares a beautiful confluence with that sell window that we identified there. And what happened was quite interesting. As soon as price got into the structure, we were looking out for reversal patterns within that sell window to be part of a potential bearish move. And this was what we identified on the 5 minutes time frame. We saw price action trigger the sell position, but it didn't take long before the bullish momentum came in, hereby taking us out of that position at a loss. Then on the 28th of April, we continue to monitor these old chopper situations around the bearish trend line. And then with the key level at the $2,000 mark, still our yardstick for trading activity, where we already agreed that a break above of that level will bring in buying opportunity. And with the buy stop order above that level, we had another buy position triggered, and that one also didn't last long, which further emphasized the level of strength of the sellers in this particular market. And with that situation happened here after citing that choppy situation where the $2,007 mark level continued to negate all attempt by the buyers to break out of that structure. It was at this point we realized that sellers might likely take over this market. And during our live session on Friday, we anticipated the breakdown of the $2,000 mark, and with our sell stop order below that structure, we had this old position taking advantage of where price action closed the week on a bearish note. And I will be dropping the link to this commentary in the comment section for those who would like to run through how we took advantage of the trading opportunity last week. And for those who are watching this video from my YouTube channel, you will be seeing the link at the top right hand side of your screen right now. And with that being said, here let's dive right into the business for today, which is an holistic point of view of the daily time frame. Now, if you had been following me for quite a while, you would realize that we still have that same setup here that we are also going to be using to guide our trading activity for the week. And with a quick glance at the current market structure, it is quite obvious that price action has been on a bullish momentum, which is further emphasized with this ascending channel that we have on your screen right now. But the most important area we want to be focusing on right now is that $2,000 mark, which happens to be our key level for last week. And it's very likely that it's going to be serving as our key level for this week. Now, look at the whole situation here throughout the course of last week. We saw this whole choppy situation just exactly around that $2,000 mark to further emphasize the level of indecision at that particular point in time. And there is a psychological thing about this whole structure, considering the fact that price action tested its highest point this year had a $2,048 level. And we all know that from a psychological point of view, whenever price action tests a new high, there is always this tendency for price action to go through a choppy situation, a retracement phase, which is as a result of the fact that price action is yet to acclimatize with that new high. And this whole thing is what we have been witnessing here in the last 1 week. So at this point in time, the $2,000 level is still going to be serving as our yardstick for trading activity for this week. And one thing for sure you would have noticed around this area is the tendency of buying pressure around this area. If you look at the nature of the candlesticks in the last 4 to 5 days, you will see that we have a couple of hammer candle which emphasize the presence of buyers in this market. But one thing about this old structure is this: despite this old thing, we still need to scale down to a much more lower time frame where we begin to see things more clearly at this point. But before we scale down into the lower time frame, it is very important that we look at the economic calendar to see if there are any macroeconomic event that we shall be looking forward to this week, as everyone in the market will definitely be looking forward to this, and this also will help us to be able to position ourselves in such a way that we can catch any potential trading opportunity. Now, this is the economic calendar. We shall be focusing on high impact events that will be affecting the US dollar. And the first high impact event for the week is coming up on Wednesday, April 26th, and that is the durable goods order. And this index measures the cost of orders received by the manufacturers for durable goods, which means goods planned to last for 3 years or more, such as motor vehicles and appliances. So this is one event that we are also going to be looking forward to, as it gives us a an economic um, gives us the health situation of the economy of the US. Then also on that same day, we have the non-defense capital goods order, which measures the cost of orders received by manufacturers for capital goods. These are capital goods, are durable goods used in the production of goods and services. So this is one other event we are going to be looking forward to on that day. Then we also have on Thursday, April 27th, the gross domestic product, which shows the monetary value of all the goods, services, and structures produced within the US economy for last month. So this is another high impact event everyone will definitely be looking forward to, and we shall be seeing the reflection of this anticipation on the chart as price action. So with that being said, here let's dive right into the lower time frame here, where I was able to identify a simple setup that I think we can use to guide our trading activity for the week. And this is the 4 hours time frame here, and what I did here was to take into consideration the trading activity since the beginning of the month of March. And if you look at this whole structure here, you would agree with me that price action has been bullish, as I have a couple of bullish trend line which further emphasize this bullish momentum in this market, as you can see here. So I have that one there, and I have the major one here, which is an extension of that other one I showed you earlier. So right now we have this whole simple setup here. So let's zoom in to see what has been happening here since the beginning of this month of April. Now look at this whole structure here after price action tested the highest point for the year had a $2,048 mark. We saw our price action drop back into the 1,975 level during the course of last week's trading session, and we saw how buyers had continued to negate any attempt by the sellers to break down that structure. And this, for me, it's a sign that buyers are still very strong in this market, where we have a higher low at this point. Remember, in the last couple of weeks, this is the lowest point price action had ever been. That is the 1,950 level. And right now, we have a new higher low at the 1,970. And this for me is a signal that buyers are gradually gaining some momentum, which might lead to another wave of bullish momentum. But I think that will not happen unless we have the breakout of that $2,000 mark level, which is going to be serving as our key level going into the new week. So I want to be seeing some buy pressure above the structure that will further give us that confirmation to join a trend continuation to the upside. Now, in as much as we are looking out for buying opportunity in this market, it is always important that we also take into consideration the potentials of the sellers at this point in time. You all agree with me that the market is a very fluid environment, and we want to be as flexible as possible so that we can make money off the chart. So, in that regard, we want to be looking at the potentials of sellers as well. So, from this current market structure here, what do you think that we want to see on this chart that will make us feel confident to sell the XAUUSD during the new week? Well, personally, for that scenario here, I will be taking into consideration the 1,975 level, which has been a very strong buying niche in the last 1 week. And one thing about the structure is the fact that it is closer to that bullish trend line that I identified earlier. So I would rather see price action break down both that 1,975 and that trend line to give me that comfort to be thinking of selling the XAUUSD. But I would want to wait for some confirmation to happen, which would reflect on the chart as price action doing a retest of the structure that was broken, where the appearance of selling pressure on our lower time frame chart will give us that leverage to be part of the bearish move to the downside. So these are the things I will be looking at going into the new week. But be rest assured that I will be with you in the comment section after monitoring how participants in this market will be reacting to this current structure during the early hours of the new week. I hope this video has been of immense help in making your personal decision on the XAUUSD, and if it did, kindly support this project by clicking the like button. Thank you for watching, and I look forward to seeing you right in the comment section on Monday as we get prepared for the new week. Season's greetings to everyone. Do have a wonderful weekend. Bye bye.